Alright, this is episode 5. Holy shit, was this a good one? I think
Fisk
this is...
strikes back. Fists of Fury.
So far, this is my favorite. It has pretty much every character, and they all get a pretty fair amount of time dedicated to them. There's a lot of twists and turns. Shit starts to go down. Like, shit's getting real. There's surprises with all sorts of characters. There's a lot of development for a lot of them. It's just a really fucking good episode. It's the one where Kingpin has a girlfriend and she's fucking nuts like him, so it's great.
That's the thing I love most.
Yeah, and what I like, this episode sets up so much that you think you know what's gonna happen, because you've seen it in a million other shows. It throws in so many good twists and turns. I mean, you're even hearing like, well, I bet this is going to happen, or that's probably good. Oh, they're going to do this. And it's like, they don't.
Wrong, sir.
Yeah,
wrong.
They throw in all these other twists in there. The one thing I kind of do, I said, okay, well, she's either dead or she's going to be crazy too. And it's like, oh, she's crazy too. That is so much more interesting.
Yeah, and the show did, because having read the comics way back in the day, I want to make something clear. You call me the expert on Daredevil. Compared to you, yes.
I didn't say you're an expert. I just say you know more than I do.
No, you, first episode or something we reviewed it, I think you used the word expert. Not an expert. I haven't read really any comics since the way early 90s, so, but knowing what I do know about Daredevil, I know the characters, so it's a testament to the show that whole dinner scene, I still was like, where are they going with this? Because I'm not 100% sure. And that goes back to that previous episode where he took the Russian's head off, because when he says, why did you bring the gun? Why is it in your purse? Like,
no, well, what kind of gun is that?
Yeah, what kind of gun is that in your purse? I choked. Like, I couldn't breathe for a second because I'm like, oh my god, is he gonna kill her? Like, and knowing what I know, I'm like, I wouldn't think so, but at the same time, I was just like, I don't know for sure, because the show just kind of feels like it could do anything after that earlier scene.
That whole dinner scene was both so uncomfortable but so engaging and fascinating. It kept pulling me in, like I just wanted to know more about this guy, but at the same time I kind of didn't want to know, It's like I'm legitimately kind of afraid of this guy, but I'm so intrigued by him too.
I find it hilarious that, we have way less courage than the woman going on the dinner date with
I wouldn't
Psycho.
fucking go.
Yeah,
no, she wants to go.
Actually, he was great. He just kept getting it. He's like, man, you're crazy! Run, girl, run!
Yeah, it's like, oh, she is crazy.
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. See, it's not even a matter of courage, it's that this is kind of what she wants to. I mean, when she sees those explosions go, she's like, oh. She's on the same page with him.
Yeah, Vanessa in the show is a very interesting character. And I love, I was talking earlier about how this show runs on juxtapositions. This is a big one, because we're basically given, there's like a yin-yang going on. As one set happens with the heroes, something else happens with the villains, and they offset each other. So in the case of Daredevil, Claire is very much like do you hear how you sound? Do whatever it takes. Like, I don't know if I could fall in love with somebody like that. I don't know if you should. Meanwhile, you have the dinner date scene right after that with the Fisk and Vanessa, where it's the exact opposite. She's kind of into it.
Yeah.
And he, of course, definitely wants her on board. So it's this interesting play between these two sets of characters.
I'll say this, he knows how to pick him. Kingpin, it's like, of all the people, she's kind of pretty. Maybe she's fucking psychotic and wants to be, with me in my crime lordness. And, yeah.
Well, and I love when the city explodes, that American Gothic moment where it's the two of them standing
just
together. And she's just like this, and they're both staring out, and then it does a reverse angle on that, so you see them from behind as if they were staring at a painting. The city's on fire, and it's like they're looking at a work of art.
Well, exactly, like how they did look at the work of art when they first met. Admiring just this great, and even when he said when they first met, it makes me feel alone, it's like, you kind of get the idea, yeah, they kind of are alone, but they're alone together now.
When he says, I don't like to be in public, and this taps into that thing, it's everything about him is control. If he's out in public, he doesn't have control of the situation. He wants to remake the city from the ground up. It's just manipulation, control, control. He just wants to control everything around him.
Well, and you see the fear in him constantly, which is so intriguing.
Yeah.
Every time I see him, I'm like, I don't know if I like the, you see him doing the business dealings. I'm kind of like, I don't know if I like the kind of quivering, almost afraid, looks like he's almost about to cry thing. But it's like, you still see it. No, he's got it kind of under control. And through all this and stuff, it's like, we know where he is, we got the, he's like, no, he's got it.
I've seen some criticisms out there. I've seen people who are just like, I don't like him because like he looks worried or he's just like acting weird, and I want the ultimate kingpin who's just always got it together and this and that. The scariest thing on the planet is somebody who has fear but has learned to master it. And the scariest thing on the planet is a psychopath who has fear but has learned to master it, because that fear helps drive them. And that is this guy. Yeah, he has fear. Yeah, he has this, but you can see him get it under control. And, and the few times he doesn't, it doesn't manifest itself in, oh, I'm scared. Like, he's always got that, but he's always mastering that. It manifests itself in, I'm gonna take your motherfucking head off. That's scary. Yeah. It's way scarier to me than some other villains who are just like, I'm just all-powerful. Like, that's it.
The thing, if I saw this guy, like, if I was a criminal, whatever, and I saw this guy and the way he talked, like, at that, at the taxi place and stuff like that, I mean, I would kind of be like, I don't know if I'd be on board with this guy, I'll give him a chance, but because he has proven himself so much, I would be like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing,
it's
and he clearly has it under
he's proven
control.
Himself, it's that there is something intimidating about him, that when he does have it together, like, it's something about D'Onofrio's performance, he kind of just stares through you. Like, he just gets this, like, he'll look away and he'll have those moments of fear, but then when he returns his gaze, you can just feel, like, the heat from his eyes, like, whoosh, like burning a hole through you.
You know what the fear also shows, I mean, when he's doing those dealings, is that it shows, bizarrely enough, kind of this honesty. I mean, when he went to them, it's just like, I killed him with, my car and stuff like that, and I told him that the man the mask did it, hopefully that'll buy us some time. I want to move past this as quickly as possible. And so, I mean, there is sort of this strange, calculating way that's like, yes, I know this is the situation, and, I apologize for my lateness, but, I think it is best if we stick on this, everything is the same, everything, there is still sort of this honesty to what he's doing.
Well, and that's the scary thing about him, is he's a person who can use reason and logic, that you could, in theory, reason with, but is also an insane psychotic that can snap at any second. That, to me, is just way scarier.
But, yeah, and, like, at the beginning of this episode, when they say, it's the man the mask who killed your brother and stuff like that, I mean, I thought I had this whole thing pegged. Okay, they're going to be chasing him down, and they're going to be saying, you're the one who did it, and he's going to say, I didn't kill your brother, and he'd be like, liar! Just like in the movie. And, but no, they pretty much, I mean, okay, the guy's still alive by the end, but I mean, like, he tells the people the truth. He's like, but we gotta keep this secret from, Vladimir time. It'll buy us time and everything. And then you see him kiss Rosario Dawson. It's like, well, okay, I'm glad they sort of sped this out, because this usually would be about, again, half a season later before they do this. And then in the exact same episode, she's like, I don't know if I can do this. Yeah, you probably shouldn't. And it's just like, man, we just sort of jumped there too. Like, every place I thought this was gonna go.
Tightly written.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I just so love it when they're like, hey, you thought we were going to do this that you've seen a million other shows? No, we're going to throw you something different. We're going to throw a nice spin on it. You think the woman is, probably going to be in danger, the one dating him, but it's like, no, she's totally on board. And so there's like so many, the black guy.
Well, she's smart. The thing about Vanessa too.
You think he's gonna be, he's gonna betray him and he's on the Russian side, but no, he was paid off. He's, got all that figured out too.
The thing about Vanessa too, like you said, she's totally on board. The other thing I like about her is she's smart. Like she says, like, did you really think I didn't know what you do?
Yeah, no, I was like, and that's why all these times you're about to say this character can't,
almost from the beginning.
Yeah, when you say this character can't be so dumb, or when they walk into the law firm and she's like, we'll have this cell before the elevator comes down, and they're talking, and all these characters you're thinking like, they can't possibly be this dumb, and they're not.
And I think he gets off on it, too, the fact that she's smart. If you notice something, the three people he has the best interaction with so far, Vanessa, and I think he gets off on her intelligence. Wesley, which is not a sexual relationship, but let's be honest, they're like kind of like
There's a very legit
soulmates of some
romance,
sort.
yeah. I love that relationship.
It's a Frodo Sam like British officer and his like lieutenant kind of like or assistant. You know, we've seen that a lot from. You know, Lex Luthor has had his in the animated series, and then also Xanatos and Gargoyles.
Yeah.
So it's like that; those people that are so on the same page. It's
Yeah,
not
I like
quite
those
sexual,
relationships,
but it's
they're definitely going above and beyond Call of Duty.
yeah. And the other one is Lady Gao. Like if you notice, he
Yeah.
treats Lady Gao with such respect, and it's very clear early on that Lady Gao is a step above the rest of them.
Yeah, like she's got to figure it out.
The
She's
Japanese
laughing.
guy
She's
is
like, no,
mysterious,
I
but
got
the
this, I got
Russians are kind of dumb. Leland's just a worm.
Yeah, the way she holds herself and
Yeah.
everything, she just
The
sort of,
Yakuza is just very business, but you get this idea that Lady Gao, it's like, there's a real brain here. Like, and he seems to be attracted to these brains in his operation, whether it's, you know, love life, business life, friends. He referred to Wesley as his friend. So, yeah, I think he gets off on it. Like, I think that's part of the reason he's attracted to her.
Well, and yeah, see, I think that's what makes him so interesting too. Again, is that it is that, you know, it's not just for advantage. There's a legit respect for these people that have just worked so hard and stayed several steps ahead of the game, because that's what he wants to do too, and that's what he admires and he wants to see. He's like, I need these people, but I also really admire these
Well, I think
people.
after a while, too, there may be just the very basic depression of, God, I'm surrounded by idiots. Like, because he's running a bunch of idiots. Like, there's a reason the Russians go first.
Yeah.
Like, he's got them pegged as, like, these guys are loose cannons, they don't know what they're doing, so, yeah. I'm trying to think what else happened. Oh, Foggy and Karen Page.
Yeah, no, they got nice chemistry going on there. Like I said, I like him so much more when he's not doing the, you know, dude, what, cha. I like it when he's smart. I like it when he's charismatic. I like it when he's, you know, I don't like when he's the doofus that much. I mean, except when he's doing the romantic stuff, at least he kind of plays off the, well, you know, what can I do? I'm kind of a doofus, like. But not quite bad romantic comedy doofus, you know, it's like, it's believable enough. It's not something like he's the most suave person in the world.
And
so it's still kind of
this was a
believable.
great episode for Foggy, because not only did we have the date scene, but the scene where he tells Marcy off.
That's why I think he's the best. That's why I think he's the most
Yeah, like,
interesting.
he just shut her down. And it's like, hello, lawyer in the building. Like, oh, I should say, like, earlier when you were asking, you know, they're just starting out and I was confused. This episode was the reason, because I was thinking back to that and I remembered this episode was like, did he work at that from first? I had forgotten he had only interned with Matt, and then they went and did their own thing. So that question's
you know, the one thing is funny, because there's a great shot where they got the blind guy in the car and the camera sort of shifts around, and it's actually sort of a Paranormal Activity shot. It's like, there's Daredevil, goes by, then circles around again, and he's gone and stuff like that. And I see what you're saying about Batman, because I was saying to myself, God, I love this character. I just wish, when I saw that, I was like, I kind of wish that was Batman there. Because don't get me wrong, it's like, he's so cool, and I'm only talking about the design. I wish there was something as cool as Batman with the long ears and the cape and stuff standing there. But we still got the black mask, and even when he evolves to whatever, the red mask with the little horns and stuff, it's still not that great a costume. I mean, it's like, it can be a great character, but it's still not that phenomenal a costume.
I'd be very curious in a Bizarro universe if DC did Spider-Man and Marvel did Batman, because this to me just, again, like, when they think out of the box, it gets really incredible. Like, the shows they got running now are complete opposites of what's going on in the movies. I think it's more interesting.
Yeah. So, yeah, I love this one. I love it. Just threw in so many good twists, so many good developments about the characters. Shit's going down. It's not taking forever to get stuff going. I mean, there's 4 huge buildings pretty much blew up, you know, and they were watching it. It was visually interesting as well.
Well, and it's the, you know what it reminded me of? It was the Daggett plan from Batman the Animated
Yeah, it reminded
Series.
me of that
They
too,
tried to
yeah.
blow up Crime Alley, and I'm like, oh, it's that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was a direct ripoff. I just, like, I had flashbacks to that episode. I was like, oh, blow up a poor neighborhood with people still in it. Kind of douchey. But hey, Vanessa thinks it's hot.
And the last thing I'll say is that, you know, I was really having issue that anytime he would cut a guy, I would just be like, man, does that just... I mean, I know he's like on the edge and stuff, but that does not seem superhero-y by any. That's something maybe the Punisher would do, like just a total psychopath. But this conversation that she had with him, now I can kind of see where it's playing in, because it's even with Batman, really, like, I think in every, okay, I haven't seen every incarnation, but like the movie and TV show incarnations of Batman, they always say he's walking the line, and I'm like, just kind of the vigilante, and that he would kind of, rough people up or whatever.
No,
but this one, I'm like, no, I can see him.
No,
like,
let's separate a couple worlds here. Nolan films, yes, that was the thing that I found. It was kind of interesting how they did it, but it definitely was not kind of the Batman I wanted. The animated series is a little more like the noir comics after they softened it a bit. Like, not the goofy sort of, but definitely softened kind of noir. The Burton films, though, like the early, those first two Batman and Batman Returns, he's like over the line. He'll just kill criminals if he wants. He fucking threw Johnny Dobbs off a building before that movie started.
Well, that's what they claim. We don't know if he actually did.
Oh, come on.
Probably did. No, but
took a walk off a roof.
No, but here's the thing. Like, even with traditional superhero, like Luke Skywalker shoots stormtroopers, when they're shooting at him, you kind of get there's something about cutting a guy and it's like torture. It is torture.
Oh yeah, no, okay, I see what you mean. There's definitely more. This superhero is way more torture-y than any incarnation of Batman we've seen.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Killing them.
But I will say that. But that's always where I think like that's like walking the line when you're doing this stuff. But he's doing it for a good cause. But it's like it's fucking torture. And even
I agree.
no, but that's what I really like. Where in this one, what she's saying, I don't think I can be in love with a guy who is so close to becoming what he's fighting. In this, I see it. With Batman, it's always like, even though I understand the arguments that they sort of make, it's like you don't really feel it's like, no, crime fighter, you get it. It's like, I legitimately get uncomfortable whenever he's like interrogating a guy. I mean, but you find out that is kind of the point. That is the purpose of it.
I guess my thing is, it's maybe I'm just psychotic. It's kind of always what I kind of wanted out of Batman, which is, we kind of dress it up and try to pretend it's not crazy and fascist, and like now Batman, particularly post-Nolan, like it's feeling like, oh, it's just about justice, and he's got rules this, rules that, and I'm just like, if you're gonna be a crazy-ass vigilante, just go full fascist. Like, this guy doesn't care, and I think it kind of makes it more, I mean, I shouldn't say that he does care, but it makes it more interesting because he has to grapple with that. Whereas the Nolan Batman in particular was so bound by these rules.
Well, no, hold on. I will say in Dark Knight he did.
In
Dark Knight, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He clearly stepped over a line, but again,
that's
it's
a
like
very
it's Batman.
That's an intellectual sort of. That's an intellectual sort of rule. That's like the NSA. Like, it's like, well, I might be violating people's, rights by listening in on their cell phones. And I'm like, okay, like there's a difference between that, which I don't agree with either.
And I'm gonna cut you if you don't tell me where this asshole is.
Very much against what goes on in our own frickin' government, with spying on us. Very much against it. But yeah, there are different degrees. There's a difference between that, like, I'm spying on your conversation, and like, I'm gonna shove a knife in your trigeminal nerve and just dig into you. Because like, that's what every single fight, it's the same thing. It's like, tell me why I want to know. No! Like, tell me, no!
Yeah, and they make it look like it hurts.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a huge difference. It's like the difference between...
If Batman's listening to my phones, you know what? It's Batman. I'm sure he's not going to be like, ooh, I'm going to find you. It's like, no, he's going to stop the Joker or something. Where with this guy, it's like, he really seems to be walking that line.
It's the difference between spying on people with their cell phones and waterboarding. They're both really bad, but they're two different things.
Yeah, like, correct. And with this, like I said, it's like if Batman waterboarded someone, I'd be like, holy shit, this guy's like really, I don't know, this doesn't seem right. But he's listening to a phone, and it's like, okay, yeah, it's not right, but it's fucking Batman, come on, we trust him. With this, it's like, again, it's fucking torture.
You're crazy. Like, it's one of the more crazy superheroes I've seen probably since the Keaton days.
But they definitely show that. You definitely see why, and you see this world, and the other thing I really like, we're talking about dumb characters doing dumb things, you think it's like, because the last episode, guy, impales his eye on a spike just for saying the guy's name, so this guy says, I'm like, oh, well, there went all that build up in suspense, whatever. But no, the cops are like, your turn. Yeah, bam.
Cops
It's
are on
like,
the payroll.
got it. Okay, that's perfect. Because I'm thinking to myself, man, will you just let that die? No, you spun it around, and it was all part of your plan. And I fucking love that.
They've set up so well how difficult this is going to be for Murdoch and Friends. That should be a sitcom.
Yeah.
To do this. And what the stakes are. Like when Karen and Ben and Foggy and why am I blanking on her name? Claire and Murdoch, like, these are the stakes that every single thing is stacked against you. The cops, you got the various mobs, you know, you've got politicians, like, on the payroll and this and that, like, you know, financiers. And
even the good people, you know, like you saw with the wife of the guy who died. I mean, she
took the settlement.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take the settlement, and it's kind of like with this world they create. It's like, even though you may not agree with it, it's like you see why. You just see why. Yeah. This environment they've created is just so creepy and disturbing. I mean, it's right up there with like any, you know, Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones environment where you're just like, oh my god, you just feel so alone, and it just makes, you know, what Murdoch has to go up against even bigger and grander, and it also not necessarily justifies, it makes you understand why he does these terrible things like torture.
And I will give credit to DC and Nolan. This is what made Dark Knight work. Like, it was that sense of dread in Dark Knight that drove me, like, nuts up the wall in, like, a good way of just, like, oh my god, there's police on the payroll, the Joker has access to all of these things, you know, you've got the mob. It's like, no matter what Batman seemed to do, he always just kind of seemed fucked. And, like, that's something that this, I think, I don't know if it intentionally borrowed from the Nolan films, but something that it grasps is how to do that just as...
But it doesn't go Dark Knight Rises where he's constantly, like, fucked idiot every other turn. It's like this guy is making advances and he's adapting, he's trying to learn, but at what cost? You know, where in Dark Knight Rises, he just, you know, dumb turn after dumb turn after dumb turn, where here this guy is actually like, yeah, sometimes they're ahead, but then he'll sort of catch up too. I mean, he's obviously getting on their nerves. He's obviously
I think enough time has
and
passed that people don't bring up Dark Knight Rises as the great Batman movie out of that series.
Oh, you'd be shocked.
Really? Like, better than Dark Knight?
They'll come out, man. Better than Dark Knight?
No,
they'll come out. They'll come out.
I don't hate that movie as much as you do, but I still would rank them Dark Knight, Batman Begins.
No, but there's still people that don't see why, you know, I necessarily don't like the movie, and I'm just like, just when you see it done well, and you see it done, like, man, you just admire this guy, but at the same time, you're so on the fence with him, too, with some of the stuff he's doing. It's like, this is what I wanted to see in Dark Knight Rises, and here it's being done. That's why I think instead of just complaining about what's done wrong, we should cheer when it's done right. So, yeah. That's great episode. Probably my favorite so far. I hope they get even better because, yeah, I'm excited, man. See you at the next one.
There it is.